Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I talk about the NWSL, women's soccer, just soccer, only soccer. So, I was working on my scripts for the upcoming OL Reign, Orlando Pride, and VfL Wolfsburg games this weekend, but then the US women's national team roster for the 2 September friendlies against South Africa dropped. No, I totally didn't forget about the US friendlies. Yeah, I forgot. Sorry. Anyway, the U.S. women's national team has 2 friendlies against South Africa. Game 1 is Thursday, September 21st, and the second match is going to be Sunday, September 24th. South Africa is a very interesting team. They were able to make it to the round of 16 knockout stages of the World Cup, but were eventually knocked out by the Netherlands. When it comes to the U.S. women's national team, we were also knocked out of the World Cup in the round of 16 by Sweden. After the U.S. was knocked out, changes were instantly made. Vlatko Andonovski resigned, and Twila Kilgore, who served as an assistant coach for the U.S. women's national team, is now the interim head coach of the U.S. women's national team. It's going to be interesting to see what Kilgore brings to the team. It's very obvious that changes are needing to be made. How Vlatko ran the U.S. women's national team wasn't working. We saw that in this recent World Cup. So I'm interested to see how Kilgore decides to move forward with this team and what changes she'll implement. That all being said, let's get into the let's get into the roster for this match, starting with the goalkeepers. For goalkeepers, Aubrey Kingsbury, Casey Murphy, and Alyssa Nair. No issues there, but I would like to see Murphy and Kingsbury get to start against South Africa since they didn't get to play in the World Cup. Yes, backup goalkeepers don't always get minutes, but since these are just friendlies, I don't think it would hurt to give them a chance in goal, especially Casey Murphy. Now, let's get into the defenders. For defenders, Alana Cook, Tierna Davidson, Crystal Dunn, Emily Fox, Naomi Girma, Sophia Huerta, Casey Kruger, Kelly O'Hara, and Emily Sonnet. Great to see Davidson and Kruger back in the U.S. roster. They were left out of the World Cup roster, but hopefully we can see them get minutes in these friendlies against South Africa. Emily Fox, Naomi Girma, and Crystal Dunn did exceptionally well in the back line for the World Cup. I especially liked watching Girma in the World Cup because she saved us many times. Emily Sonnet, I think I would want to see her in the midfield again, playing as a 6. She plays in the midfield for the Reign, and in the U.S.'s knockout match against Sweden, Sonnet did really well in the midfield. I was honestly surprised. However, I think Sonnet in the U.S. midfield is only a one-time thing. You'll see why when I get into the midfielders. As for Cook, Huerta, and O'Hara, yeah, they didn't get much playtime in the World Cup. Cook got absolutely no minutes. I would like to see Cook, Huerta, and O'Hara get some minutes in these friendlies. At the same time, I would like to see better rotation when it comes to the back line, mainly to see what works and what doesn't work, which defending partnerships are stronger, and how the backline can continue to build and improve. That being said, let's get into the midfielders. For midfielders, Sam Coffey, Savannah DeMello, Julie Ertz, Lindsay Horan, Rose Lavelle, Ashley Sanchez, and Andy Selvin. Oh, I'm looking forward to this midfield. Finally, Sam Coffey gets called up. I've been wanting Coffey and Jalen Howell to get called up for months, and finally Coffey is here. Since Ertz is retiring, I'm hoping Howell will get called back to the national team one day, but we'll have to see. That's more in the future. Anyway, when it comes to Ertz, Vlatko played her in the back line with Girma in the World Cup, mainly because he couldn't trust the players he selected. But this time around, I'm hoping Kilgore keeps Ertz in the midfield, especially since we have capable defenders. DeMello, Horan, Lavelle, and Sullivan have been good in the U.S. midfield during the World Cup. DeMello lashing out after getting beat up by the Netherlands. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, the ref wasn't good in that match. So, yeah, that was pretty fair. DeMello, I think she tackled someone or dived at someone and then had even gotten a yellow card. But, yeah, I thought that was pretty fair of DeMello. Anyway, I'm hoping to see more of Ashley Sanchez in these friendlies, along with better rotation of the U.S. midfield. Sanchez, much like Alana Cook, didn't get any minutes in the World Cup, and I would like to see Kilgore working her into the midfield, maybe playing her alongside Coffey or Horan, or maybe even with Sullivan and DeMello. Even Ertz, Sanchez, and Horan would be interesting to see in the midfield. Or even Coffey, Sanchez, and Lavelle. That one may not work out too well, but it's worth a try. We have the Olympics coming up, and much like with the U.S. backline and defense, I think now would be a good time to experiment with the U.S. midfield and see what works and doesn't work and which midfield combinations will be best for the team moving forward. Now, let's get into the forwards. And lastly, the forwards. Mia Fishel, Ashley Hatch, Alex Morgan, Megan Rapinoe, Trinity Rodman, Jaden Shaw, Alyssa Thompson, and Lynn Williams. I'm really looking forward to this. Mia Fishel is a very impressive forward. She played for Tigres in the Liga MX Femenil and overall had a great season with them, being the team's leading goal scorer last season and winning the Liga MX Golden Boot. She has been picked up by Chelsea, which is home to Lauren James and Sam Kerr, two-star forwards for England and Australia respectively, which is going to be great for her development-wise, especially since she's going to be coached under Emma Hayes. Many people were wondering why Fishel hadn't been called up to the U.S. national team, and honestly, no one knows why. Vlatko, I don't think, gave a good reason why she wasn't called up. Out of all the players on the national team, I'm looking forward to Fishel the most. I would like to see how she does with Rodman and Shaw, maybe even Thompson and Williams. It's too bad Sophia Smith is out with injury at the moment because an attacking combination of Smith and Fishel would be cool. That is if those two are able to connect and actually want to build their attacking chemistry. We also have Ashley Hatch back with the national team as well. I was a bit disappointed that Hatch was left off the World Cup roster, but at the same time, honestly, Vlatko had no plans for Ashley Hatch whatsoever. Even if she was selected for the World Cup, I think he would have left her on the bench like he did with Ashley Sanchez. I'm hoping this time around Kilgore has plans for Hatch in regards to building her chemistry with the other forwards. Vlatko said he wanted to do that, but never did. I think I would try to put Hatch with Rodman, her Spirit teammate, and maybe Thompson, Williams, or Fishel. Then there's Jaden Shaw as well. She is a dangerous forward for the San Diego Wave. Maybe I would try to do Shaw, Morgan, and Thompson, or Shaw, Williams, and Rodman. Yeah, there's a lot of potential and talent with these attacking players, but the challenge for this team is getting them to play together effectively. The biggest problem the U.S. had in the World Cup and leading up to the World Cup was the lack of chemistry and connection in the attack and in the box. That is something this U.S. team is needing to work on. That is something Kilgore needs to develop. These talented forwards and the team as a whole needs to learn how to play together again. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how many Mia Fishels we have in the attack, how well we move the ball around the midfield, and how many recoveries Germa Cook and the rest of the back line can make. The U.S. women's national team needs to learn how to play together again. It may take a while for the team to adjust to one another and get used to Kilgore's coaching style and strategy. These two friendlies may not be the cleanest, may not be high scoring, but it needs to happen. The U.S. needs to rebuild their chemistry and cohesion as a team and just play together. Anyway, these upcoming friendlies are going to be very interesting to see. They're going to be a good challenge for the U.S., and honestly, I'm looking forward to them. Getting knocked out of the World Cup sucked, to say the least, but hopefully this will be a new start for this U.S. team. What do you guys think of all this? Even with the World Cup, what did you guys think of that? I'm interested to know, so let me know in the comments section below. That is all I have for you guys today or tonight, and I'll see you all in the next one. Later.